Hi everyone and welcome to Second Cup. This is a short devotional series given by members and leaders of the Pleasant Valley Church of Christ in this hard time. I am Lydia Copeland. I am currently completing my junior year of high school, so I'm down in the tea room. And the other day I was scrolling through TikTok and I came across this video, and while this video is very encouraging and really cool for this social media platform, it's something very common for this person's channel, so not the hero of this story, but it was a video of this creator praying over the world and the coronavirus about this whole situation. And I decided to go to the comments because I don't really know anyone who's super affected by the coronavirus besides being quarantined and having to stay away from people. So I go to the comments, and the first comment that shows up is, I don't share your religion, but I love your energy. So even though I don't quite believe in what you do, I always love to join. And this was crazy that I thought this was the craziest thing, that God could bring someone who doesn't even share our religion into joining by this virus, and it wouldn't have happened. Like, she might have seen this video and might not have even, like, a video previously mightn't even have joined or scrolled right past it because she didn't believe, but because of what's going on, she thought it was right to join in. And this reminds me of something I learned a little while ago about how tragedy brings us together. And I know this is kind of ironic sounding, considering we're quarantined and we're supposed to be staying 6 feet apart, and then generally, and unless you live alone and aren't working right now, the only people that you're seeing is your family or the people you live with. And this it's just crazy times, but this experience that I had reminded me of a story in Acts 16. When Paul and Silas were in prison. I'm going to start in verse 25. But at midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken, and immediately all the doors were opened, and everyone's chains fell loose. And the keeper of the prison, awaking from sleep and seeing the prison doors open, supposing the prisoners had fled, drew his sword and was about to kill himself. But Paul called with a loud voice, saying, "Do yourself no harm, for we are all here." And it's crazy to think that all of these prisoners who could have just run, because they probably weren't the best of people, they could have just run and fled back to their old lives. They could have gone back to their families and their friends and everything they had before, because this was their chance to escape and run free. But they were so inspired by Paul and Silas singing and praying that they decided to stay. And it's very similar to this past story about how this person could have just kept scrolling on through these videos, but they stopped when they heard this person praying for the world. And it's really the same concept. And it reminds me how, my old conversations that I would have with people, when I was in school and just around people, were full of small talk and, oh, what music are we playing in band? Oh, how did that race go last weekend? What was the basketball score? Just the random stuff that we could just talk about, and we're never super intentional and godly based. It was just, what can I do to fill the silence? And now when I want to talk to someone that isn't my family, it is intentional. I have to intentionally reach out to talk to these people, because if I didn't, no one else might actually contact me. And human contact is so important. And now with these intentional conversations, if we're not reaching out to the people that we can contact to talk about God, then what are we doing? Because we had excuses to make small talk before, because that was those were just the people around us. But now, how do you make small talk when you're just texting someone? Now we don't have the people that we can just randomly talk to in the streets, because there isn't any walking on the streets anymore. It's all over electronic communication. And that means the people that we can contact, we should be intentionally contacting and reaching out and bringing them closer to Christ. Because if we aren't doing that, then we can't do the mission and going and making disciples of all nations, because the only way we can contact people we're not doing. And this reminds me, like, one of the ways that, like, I wasn't doing well with this at all until my friend, who's a senior, invited me to join a Bible study that she started. And I was like, I was sketchy of it at first because I didn't know most people, because all these people that she invited were mostly seniors or college kids, and I knew like no one. And but I decided to join, and I did it. And I didn't join the video calls at first until the friend I had invited was like, "Yo, it's actually really good. It's not scary at all. You should join." And now we share testimonies, and we share our personal stories, and we talk in such great, like, we share. It's such a godly community is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, everyone is so close and so tight knit now, and this would have never had happened if quarantine didn't happen. If we weren't stuck at home, she wouldn't have started this Bible study to help everyone get through not being able to talk to their friends. And like, these people are some of the people who make me laugh the loudest in this time right now. And to think that I would have never have met them or talked to them or even knew they existed if quarantine didn't happen just shows how much tragedy brings us together, and that God is always intentional in what he does. So we need to be intentional in what we do. And if you're having trouble, like, needing to contact someone, or if you don't have anyone to contact or anything, contact the people at our church, our leaders, our ministers, anyone. Just go, you can contact the people at our church, and they will help you contact others. They will give you a friend to talk to, someone to have intentional godly conversations with, so you can continue to grow in your relationship with Christ, and you can help other people grow in their relationship with Christ. Thank you for listening.